Victor Kilo 7, India Alpha November. I've been looking at the Pico 2 for a direct conversion receiver with quadrature phasing and testing out the Pico 2 on working on 2 channels. Now it only has one ADC, but it can sample at 500 kilohertz. Now if you're working on 2 channels, then it multiplexes 2 channels at 250 kilohertz each. And I've got some software set up in the Pico to do moving average filter to drop the sample rate from 250 kilohertz per channel to about 31 kilohertz to do the DSP. But because it's in quadrature, I thought I'd check out the bandwidth requirements. And there's an interesting property of quadrature sampling that I thought was very interesting. And you know it in theory, but it's interesting to see in practice. So I've set up the signal generator to generate quadrature signals so that the output is 1 volt peak to peak. The input is quadrature. And what I want to do, so we have channel 1 here, 0 degree phase shift, and channel 2 has a phase shift of 90 degrees. Current frequency is 1 kilohertz. So if I adjust the frequency up, get this organized, adjust the frequency up to 2 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz. I've got a low pass filter there. And what happens if we keep going up to the Nyquist frequency of 125 kilohertz? So I'm going to keep going up. 60 kilohertz, 70, 80, 90, there's 100, 114, 125. We're on 124 kilohertz, 125, 126, no change to the output. Now, we're sampling at 250 kilohertz. Why is there no aliasing? Well, let's go up to 250, 240, 250. Okay, 249. So that's the lower sideband. 250 is the middle. 251 is the upper sideband, where you can see that's the sideband suppression. If we adjust this down, you can see there's the sideband suppression. And if we go back to the lower sideband, you can see a big signal there. So we're getting about 40 dB or more sideband suppression. But point is, we're at 250 kilohertz, and that's where the aliasing occurs, not at 125, even though we're sampling at 250 kilohertz. So in practice and in theory, you can see that if you've got a quadrature system, then your effective bandwidth is equivalent to the sample rate, because we've got 2 channels. We've got 2 channels sampling at 250 kilohertz. So in a quadrature system, the bandwidth of each channel is 125 kilohertz. And the aliasing doesn't happen until 250 kilohertz, which is the sample rate. And effectively what that means is that really can reduce the analog filter requirements significantly. So I thought that was awesome. So look, there's the signal, if I switch over the inputs, we'll see the sideband suppression. You can see we're on 10 millivolts per division, so it's about 40 dB, at least 40 dB sideband suppression, which is, you know, 7 S units. Anyway, I thought that was interesting property of quadrature sampling. Thanks for watching. This is Victor Kilo 7, India Alpha November. Take care.